There's been another issue raised. In a song you say, Jew me, sue me, and some people are saying that that is anti-Semitic.
It's not anti-Semitic because I'm not a racist person. I could never be a racist. I love all races of people, from Arabs to Jewish people, like I said before, to blacks. But when I say Jew me, sue me, everybody do me, kick me, kike me, don't you black or white me, I'm talking about myself as the victim. You know?
Let's get one thing straight. Michael Jackson was an African-American icon. Consistently breaking racial barriers throughout his extensive career, he reinvented and redefined what it was to be a black superstar. During an incredible...
Beat me, hate me, you can never break me. Will me, thrill me, you can never kill me. Chew me, sue me, everybody do me. Kick me, kike me, don't you black or white.
Just recently there was a story, and I know one of your attorneys held a news conference. There was a story about you wanting to have a little white boy play you in a Pepsi commercial.
That is so stupid. That's the most ridiculous, horrifying story I've ever heard. It's crazy. I mean, why? Number one, it's my face as a child in the commercial. Me, when I was little. Why would I want a white child to play me? I'm a black American. I'm proud to be a black American. I am proud of my race. I am proud of who I am. I have a lot of pride in who I am and dignity. That's like you wanting an Oriental person to play you as a child. Does that make sense?
No.
So please, people, stop believing these
Okay, Michael,
horrifying
then
stories.
let's go to the thing that is most discussed about you, I think.
Slavery, Blackfoot Native Americans, and other European ancestry. Michael Jackson's ethnic background wasn't as simple as black or white. Son of the former Catherine Esther Screws and Joseph Walter Jackson, Michael Jackson was born in Gary, Indiana on the 29th of August, 1958. Michael Jackson's father stated in his book, The Jacksons, that he has Native American ancestry. The name Jackson originates from his great-great-grandfather on his father's side, Jack Gale. Jack was born at the beginning of the 19th century into a tribe of Choctaw Indians. Choctaw Native Americans originated from modern Mexico and the American Southwest, who settled in the Mississippi River Valley for about 1,800 years before the colonization.
That's all I do. That's all I do. That's all I do. That's all I do.
Before the colonization of the United States. He was an Indian shaman and fell in love with a black slave by the name of Gina.
Are you bleaching your skin, and is your skin lighter because you don't like being black?
Okay, number one, as I know of, there is no such thing as skin bleaching. I have never seen it. I don't know what it is.
Well, they used to have those products growing up. I used to hear, always use bleach and glow, but you'd have to have about 300,000 gallons.
Okay, number one, this is the situation. I have a skin disorder that destroys the pigmentation of the skin. It's something that I cannot help.
I'm shocked. Jew me, sue me, kick me, kike me. Those are the words that he told us that he would never use again. Now, I have a CD that he sent me with the words eliminated. Why couldn't he do the same thing in Brazil?
Last year, Michael said the intention of the song was to say no to racism, anti-Semitism, and stereotyping, but he did change the lyrics. Prior to shooting, we asked director Spike Lee which version he would sing.
You have to ask Michael. I don't know. I just worked for him.
But by singing words that angered so many people, Michael is sure to enter another firestorm. His spokesman, Bob Jones, says it's his superstardom that makes him a target.
The bigger he has gotten, the bigger the shots. And of course, as I said, when Christ did things to free the oppressed people, and they tried to destroy him also.
Quale bambola è bianca? Quale bambola è nera? Quale delle due è bella?
Questa.
Qual è quella bella? Qual è quella brutta? E qual è quella buona? Quale è cattiva? Qual è buona?
Lei.
Perché è buona?
Perché ha gli occhi celesti.
Quale è cattiva? Perché è cattiva?
Perché è tutto nero.
E qual è la bambola che ti somiglia di più?
For me, okay? I can't control it, okay? But what about all the millions of people? Let's reverse it.
Okay.
What about all the millions of people who sit out in the sun to become darker, to become other than what they are? Nobody says nothing about that.
In all due respect to every race, niggas know black people don't crack. Like, black don't crack.
Yeah, black don't crack. That was,
it rhymes.
yeah,
Shit.
what's it inconsistent?
So have you owned this place long?
What do you think?
I think when they say good black don't crack, they're not wrong. What's your secret?
What's yours? Your manicure costs more than my rent. Woman like you wipes her ass with diamonds. She don't just end up walking in here for hair extensions.
My. Aren't you perceptive?
You know exactly who I am and what I'm capable of. Just like I know exactly what you are.
Which?
I can smell the stink of it on you.
Well, I didn't expect you to like me. I mean, after all, your kind and my kind have been going after each other for centuries. Though it is kind of like a hammer going after a nail.
Everything you got from us.
Tituba, voodoo slave girl who graced us with her black magic. She couldn't tell a love potion from a recipe for chocolate chip cookies if she had to read it.
You made her a slave. Before that, she came from a great tribe, the Arawak. She learned the secrets of the other side from a 2,000-year-old line of shamans, necromancy.
Well, indigenous don't crack.
Indigenous
the natives don't crack.
The natives don't
You can
crack.
see a native and he could be 90 years old and still look like he's 50. I'm talking for the natives.
Yeah.
I like when
When it comes to talking about African Americans, I have no education with that. Period. I don't. I'm not even connecting to that no more because that's a system. That's like connecting and say, hey, he's a bad guy. You don't hang with him.
I think I'm really different to other people my age. My life is totally different to theirs. They have an identity. They can go to school, have friends, teachers. Me, I have nothing.
Unfortunately, Shue's story is very common. She is one of the black children, born in spite of the one-child policy and living illegally. Since it was implemented more than 3 decades ago, the law has prevented 400 million births. For some, it's a necessary control in the most populous nation on earth. But for others, it's a social injustice.
There are many people in China, but this policy doesn't control the population. It's just there to control the poor, those who don't have any power. People who have money and influence can have children. They can pay the fine. They buy their children.
Experts warn discrimination suffered by so-called black children could end up threatening society.
If the government continues to punish them and not give them identity cards, the black children may resort to crime. They may become burglars, thieves, and murderers.
According to this year's census, China has a population of 1.34 billion, and that's without counting the generations of black children like Xue.
Not African American at all. My folks is not from Africa. And a lot of people in this room, folks, ain't from Africa. Might be a couple, but people just don't understand. I asked my grandma, like, yo, grandma, what's your background? She like, Redfoot and Blacktail Indian. What? Yeah, my mother and my father, we 100% Indians. Ask my other grandma, we got Cherokee in us, and European and Italian, a little Dominican. It's crazy. I'm like, what the fuck? That's why I'm going to Africa. Y'all look at me funny, like, nigga, I'm African. Like, you're not, though. Like, you're not. 80% of slaves was already here. It was natives.
When I was reading to prepare for this interview, I was quite surprised to see you use the word Aborigines talking about African Americans.
You know, I've dealt with that issue. I've already, talked publicly about that.
And my purpose here today is to say that I'm very sorry, and I apologize to anyone whose feelings were hurt by my comment.
I've made very, very clear I don't know where that comment comes from.
Well, from your subconscious.
Well, I guess. I mean, it's not even a normal thing anyone would say.
The SlaveVoyages.org website has now completed 10 years of successful operation, drawing on 4 decades of archival research on 5 continents, a revolution in computer processing costs, and with major funding from the National Endowment for the Humanities and the UK's Arts and Humanities Research Board, the site now offers access to details of more than 36,000 slave trading voyages between Africa and the New World, a further 11,400 voyages from one part of the Americas to another part of the Americas, and 92,000 Africans who were forced to make these voyages.
How many of you have heard about this debate about the identification of black versus African American? Have any of you heard about that?
At the David Ellis Elementary School in Roxbury, we asked 4th and 5th grade students and their teachers what term they preferred.
Whatever they call you, African or black, it doesn't matter because you know what you are in science.
There shouldn't be any connotation after for the race.
If it's Afro-Americans, black, would it also be Afro-England blacks?
I call it brown.
You call it brown?
Well, it doesn't really matter because you know who you are.
Who are you? You don't know. Don't tell me Negro, that's nothing. What were you before the white man named you a Negro? And where were you? And what did you have? What was yours?
Month out the year, and I hope that for parents and kids that go home, now we have the internet, now we have tools at our hand, and no, you aren't being taught Black American history in schools, but now we can still go out and find that history. It's not like when we grew up and maybe it was buried someplace in the encyclopedia. All you gotta do is go type in some words and you can get it right now and understand where you've come from and how special you are.
Can I just end with this one thing? These 4 brothers sitting here, we didn't all come from Africa. And there was a there was a country before 1492, and our history goes way beyond 1492. So you can't start us at 1492. We were always here.
Sound barrier.